Not only is this a budget-friendly meal, but your family will love it, it cooks in one skillet, and you can have it on the table in an hour. Yes, we call that a winter chicken dinner. In my oven-proof skillet, I'm adding in 2 to 4 tablespoons of peanut oil, just enough to coat the bottom, and I have my heat on medium-high. Get that oil nice and hot. I have 5 cleaned and trimmed bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs that I season both sides with a little salt and black pepper. Placing skin down in the skillet, and be careful, there will be some spitting of the oil. Let the chicken cook untouched for 3 to 4 minutes or until the crust is golden and the chicken releases freely from the pan. Flip the chicken over and cook an additional 1 to 2 minutes and then remove from the pan. I turned my heat down to a medium and I left about 2 tablespoons of chicken fat in the pan. Adding in 1 medium diced onion and 2 stalks of diced celery, stirring and cooking for 2 to 3 minutes. This is 1 8-ounce package of diced mushrooms, cooking and stirring for another 3 to 4 minutes. 3 cloves of minced garlic, cooking and stirring for 30 more seconds. You can use any long grain and wild rice combo, and this happens to be the brand that I'm using. Adding in the rice, stirring and cooking for a minute. We just want to get the rice coated with the chicken fat, and this is going to help in the cooking process. Adding in 2 cups of chicken broth, stirring and turning my heat up to bring this up to a light simmer. Now I'm sprinkling in the rice seasoning packet and about a handful or a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can add 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. Giving that another good stir and adding in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. This is really going to give this dish a nice creamy texture like a risotto. Give it a good stir, bring to a light simmer, and then turn off the heat. I'm placing in the chicken thighs skin side up and pouring in any juices. You want to use an airtight lid for this. I'm putting on my lid and placing in the center oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, carefully remove from the oven and let it rest for another 15 minutes before removing the lid. In that 15 minutes of resting time, the rice is going to finish cooking and the chicken is going to redistribute its juices. After it's done resting, remove the lid. Garnish with a little more parsley and take the pan to the table. You can see the rice is nice and creamy and it has tremendous flavor. It's almost like a risotto. You can add any vegetables that you like, and some frozen peas would be a nice addition. The chicken thighs are tender and juicy. A great 1 skillet chicken dinner. I hope you give my chicken and wild mushroom rice skillet dinner a try, and enjoy. You can use any pasta or noodles for this recipe. Tonight I'm making some wide egg noodles. This chicken stroganoff is also good on rice or mashed potatoes. So let's get started. In my pan on medium heat, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of butter. You know it's going to be good when you start with butter. 1 medium diced yellow onion, cooking and stirring for a couple minutes to get those onions all happy with that butter. One of the key ingredients in a stroganoff are the mushrooms. I have 1 16-ounce package of sliced button mushrooms. Cooking and stirring for 4 to 5 minutes or until the mushrooms cook down and release some moisture. The mushrooms will suck up all the butter at first, but then they will release their moisture and you will hear the mushrooms squeak a little in the pan. Once you see a little juice left on the bottom, add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic and about a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper. Cook and stir for about 30 seconds and then add 4 tablespoons of flour. Cook and stir until the flour is incorporated. It's okay if some of the flour sticks to the bottom of the pan. You will see it turn brown, but you just don't want it to burn. Now we add the liquid, and I have 1½ cups of chicken broth. Give it a good stir and make sure you scrape the bottom. Your gravy will thicken as it cooks. Give it a taste, adding in a little more black pepper, ½ teaspoon of paprika, and you can use smoked paprika if you like. I just don't have any. 1 tablespoon of parsley, and 1 teaspoon of thyme. Mushrooms and thyme love each other. Giving that a good stir. To jazz it up a little, you can add 1 to 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. It gives the gravy a little extra something something. To add a little color, I have 1 cup of frozen peas. In they go and give a good stir. Adding 2 cups of cooked diced chicken, and you can even use canned chicken for this recipe. It depends on how thick you like the stroganoff gravy, but I'm adding in another ½ cup of water to thin it out some. Bringing this back up to a light simmer to heat the chicken through, and then turning off my heat. When adding sour cream or cheese to a dish, you want to make sure that the heat is off, or the cheese will tend to clump. I have a ½ cup of sour cream that I'm stirring in. This brings everything together, adds a tremendous amount of creaminess, richness, and comfort. There's not only beef stroganoff, but there's chicken stroganoff. I hope you give my chicken recipe a try and enjoy. If you like Mongolian beef, you are going to enjoy this Mongolian chicken recipe. If you missed my video recipe for Mongolian beef, I will leave a link here and also in the description box below. Since this is a stir fry, you want to have everything prepped and ready before cooking. First, the sauce, and it's real simple. This is about a ¼ cup of water, and you can use chicken broth. I'm adding some soy sauce, hoisin sauce, Chinese cooking wine, and you can use rice vinegar, brown sugar to balance it out, and finally some red pepper flakes. This is a level ¼ teaspoon, and this will pack a good bit of heat. You can adjust your level of spicy, giving that a good stir and setting to the side. I have a little over a pound of cubed boneless chicken thighs. You can use chicken breasts, and also you can cut the chicken in cubes or thinly slice. I'm adding 1 egg white, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and a little salt, giving that a good mix and letting the chicken marinate for 10 to 15 minutes. You can use a skillet or a wok for this stir fry, but tonight I'm using my skillet. On medium-high heat, I'm adding some oil and the chicken pieces. I'm spreading out the chicken and letting it cook for 15 to 30 seconds before turning. I'm cooking the chicken until done, and then removing and setting to the side. In the same skillet on medium heat, I'm adding a little more oil, minced garlic, and ginger, cooking and stirring for 15 to 20 seconds. I love the smell of ginger and garlic together. This is totally optional, but I have some sugar peas I need to use. I thought I would toss them in for a little flavor and texture. This is 1 medium sliced onion. Onions are a big and tasty part of this Mongolian chicken stir fry. Cooking and stirring for 2 to 3 minutes or until the onions start to become tender. For more heat, these are red chilies. Cooking and stirring for 1 minute. Now I'm pouring in the sauce and giving it a stir, and then adding in the chicken and all the juices. Giving everything a toss and cooking for a minute. Finally, I'm tossing in the greens of 4 garden onions that I cut into approximately 2-inch pieces. Again, giving everything a final toss, and we are ready to eat. There should not be much sauce. Most of the sauce should be clinging to the chicken. If you do have excess sauce, you can add in a cornstarch slurry to thicken. This Mongolian chicken smells so good. The chicken is nice and tender. The onions have a nice sweetness and bite. Of course, I love the pop of the sugar peas. The sauce is a great balance of salty, sweet, and spicy. Serving tonight with some steamed jasmine rice, topping with some chopped green onions, and you can also use some sesame seeds. While you are here, don't forget to check out my Mongolian beef video and many of my other Asian video recipes. I hope you give this Mongolian chicken dinner a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. You can also find me on Facebook and at my website. Feel free to share this recipe and my channel with your friends and family. And until next time, much love!